Mics are going hot.
Oh, Keith Smith's in the house on a Wednesday.
Today's not Friday?
Today's not Friday.
Damn.
Today's not Friday, Keith. Love you, Keith. How's it going?
I love you too, man. I miss you. This is a lot of fun. This is thank you for making up for last Friday. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we.
I need my Keith fix.
No, stop it. Stop it.
And we got to celebrate Pop's 85th birthday.
Yeah, we took time to celebrate my father's 85th birthday, and anybody who's
85. Wow.
85. Yeah,
that's impressive. We all should be so lucky as Pop.
We all should be so lucky, and we all should be so lucky to have so much family around you. We did a.
Make sure you tell Pop I said we all should be so lucky to be Pop.
Well,
I sincerely mean that.
I should invite him back on. He was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Who knows? You might not make. Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on, Keith.
Yeah, we're a bunch of New Yorkers and firemen and cops and stuff like that. So we all have a little bit of a dark humor and all that stuff. So he was.
You guys like to give each other.
We give each other a hard time.
A hard time, yeah.
Yeah. So we're building. So we're not calling it an apartment basement. We're calling it an efficiency apartment.
At your house?
At the terrace level.
Okay.
This is all about branding because my mother does not want to live in a basement. So this is a terrace apartment.
Now, does it have easy access?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
No stairs?
Yeah, no. They'll have their own little drive in to the side, parking, full access. We'll lock the door so they can't come up. That's what we were joking.
Because you walk around in your tidy whities. Or is it your boxer briefs? Is that TMI? Oh, I don't want to. It's the full Monty, huh?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Well, you had daughters.
And?
Come on. You didn't walk around in the full Monty with your daughters around the house.
I don't know. When are we really talking about
that? We are really talking about it. The mics are hot. The cameras haven't started. We're obviously having fun on a Wednesday.
Yeah. My whole adult life, I've slept in a Raw. So if they want to, here's more information.
Judy, you got anything to say about that?
I do not.
He does not. He's got a microphone, though.
Dude, how do you make me do this?
You know what? It's fun.
How do you make me do this?
It's actually quite easy.
It is easy.
Yeah. I mean, this is in a lot of ways therapy for Smith.
Yeah, this is very easy for me. This is very easy. As my grandmother, God rest her soul, used to say, "Keithy, me boy," when they vaccinated me.
Oh, how many times have I heard this?
100,000 times. They used a phonograph needle instead of a hypodermic.
Did you know, Judah, he was going to say that? I think even Judah knows.
Rolled his eyes.
Even Judah knows. Look at him over there.
They're dad jokes, You got to keep on telling dad jokes. So we're going to talk new construction today, guys.
New construction viewers and listeners, like and share the show. Judah Wickower, we can rock and roll.
We're done about our too personal information.
When you're ready to start the show, J-Dubs. Quiet on the set.
I don't want to be quiet.
Judah Wickower.
He's got his microphone.
Well, we love Judah Wickower. We kid because we care. Judah's going to lose that Lewis Mountain bet, though.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got a bet?
We got a bet.
Really?
About to go 9-2 on prop bets here.
Yeah, I gave up on doing that with you.
He's got a nice little bottle of brown juice on the line.
Well, that's a win no matter what.
That's what I said.
Oh, sorry.
Good Wednesday morning, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and thank you kindly for joining us on Real Talk with Keith Smith. It's a great to be with you on a special edition of Real Talk with Keith Smith with my friend, the star of the program, Keith Smith. New construction, the topic of choice today. Ladies and gentlemen, Real Talk with Keith Smith, the water cooler of real estate here in a market we call Central Virginia that is roughly 300,000 people strong. It's dynamic, it's nuanced, and folks, it's one of a kind. Judah Wickower behind the camera. We'll give some props to Yes Realty Partners, a home's best friend. Yes Realty Partners. We'll give some props to Interstate Service Company, a home's best friend. A home's best friend. Yes Realty Partners, a brand you can trust. Interstate Service Company, a home's best friend. Judah Wickower, Keith Smith on screen. Keith Smith, it's a Wednesday morning. It's great to sit across from you. A little crisp, a little chill in the air.
Yeah, I was going to do a bike ride this morning, but I decided against it. When you hit a certain age, it's like, yeah, you know what, I'll do it in the afternoon.
Well, you have it set up in the basement, don't you?
I either or, right? I do not like doing indoor riding.
You don't like indoor rides? Why? Is it just boring?
I just feel like a freaking hamster going around.
Sit on the stationary?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. So
Gotcha.
I do it if I have to, but I did a 100-kilometer race last weekend. I'm doing another 100-kilometer this weekend, so I got to get a little bit of miles on the legs.
Where's the 100-kilometer this weekend?
Both of them were on the other side of the hill. Last Saturday was a shout out to Greene County, right? Was the Tour de Greene. Was in all of Greene County, and there's a reason why Greene County is called Greene County.
God's country.
It is green as all can be.
Yeah.
It's my favorite ride I do every year. And then on Saturday and Sunday they have a fall festival out of Stanton or Staunton or however you wish to pronounce it. So they do a ride on Saturday and a ride on Sunday, and I'm gonna do another 100 kilometers on Sunday.
You know, the family, the boys, my wife and I went to downtown Waynesboro on Sunday.
Oh, really?
We
Cool.
drove through the tree streets of downtown Waynesboro. Waynesboro is thriving.
It's thriving. Beautiful time of year to be there too.
Oh my God! They had a fall foliage festival downtown.
Yeah.
It was shoulder to shoulder with people just living their best life.
So this is another fall foliage. It's out of Stanton, and you'll actually end up going all the way towards Harrisonburg and a big loop coming around. This one's going to be a little more brutal than in Greene County because it's about a 5,000
Little hilly.
5,000 foot elevation gain, and my hammies and my quads will go, what are you doing?
Keith Smith, not only a superhero on a bicycle,
No, I don't know about that.
a realtor. So if you need somebody to help you buy and sell a house,
Yeah.
Keith Smith is a realtor.
That's right. I do that. Right? That's right. Thank you. I do that. I saw the picture of you and your son in,
Oh, yeah?
in the Batman and Robin
I was gonna
thing.
bring that up.
And
They love the Robin costume. Of course, they needed a Batman costume.
okay. Do you like the Robin outfit?
Of course.
There you go.
Yeah. Why don't I like? Of course.
I don't know. Your son upped the game though.
Oh yeah, with the Batman, right?
He upped the game. I don't know if I can compete against that.
Oh come on now.
I don't think I
you
can.
You rock. It's
He went like, mine's like the 60s.
He went modern Batman.
He went modern Batman
Yeah.
with like all the muscles and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like that.
the muscles there.
Mine is just the belly hanging out over
No,
the yellow bait. So wanted.
Well, first, let me ask you an open-ended question. A lot of realtors watching the program right now. How is the market doing?
That's funny. You should ask that question. It's interesting. So been talking about this forever, right? So we have a market monitor on our Paragon. It's our MLS system, and I have mine set up for the full car footprint, all property types going back 7 days. And I look at it regularly. To be honest with you, I used to take pictures of it every day, and I've kind of stopped doing that. But right now, looking at it, we have 86 new homes that came on the market. There's 61 that went pending. For the longest time, that number's always been inverted, right? There's always been more houses going into pending and on the market. And actually, yesterday was almost 50%. So quite a few homes went pending in the last 24 to 24 hours. I actually took pictures of yesterday. So it's interesting. So right now, price matters. Price always matters. Location always matters. But some of the middle to upper range price points are getting a little sticky. I think a lot of that is everybody's just waiting for this election to happen. But we just put a home in, help me out, Jerry, in Fulton County, Broken Island.
Okay.
In Broken Island.
I would not have been able to give you that. Yeah.
Under 7,
Okay.
low 6s, went under contract in a day. And then there's other homes that are in the 8s and the 9s that are just sitting. And it's just a weird kind of market. To quote the Dr. Lisa Steravent, exactly, because I had a conversation with her
Chief economist.
Thank you. Had a conversation with her last week. She goes, Keith, it's just weird.
It's just weird.
It's just weird.
Sandra McDaniel, Logan Wells-Clalo, Bill McChesney, hello. Bill says you have bats in your belfry, Keith.
Bats in the belfry?
Yeah, you're talking about the Batman over there.
No, he's talking about my brain.
I know. He's not talking about that.
Yes, he is.
Not talking
And he's true, right? I say this all the time. I'm a one marble guy doing a 2 marble job, and one marble I got's a bit cracked.
Gary Palmer watching the program
Gary, how
right
you
now.
doing?
We love you, Gary Palmer.
How you doing today?
GP, what up?
So I wanted to take a little bit of time to chat about new construction. And I've been tracking it. So Judah, if you wouldn't mind putting slide number 1 on.
J-Dubs. Judah Wickower, J-Dubs.
So this, what you guys are going to be looking at, we're going to talk about here, this is year to date, so this is this year, up until the 15th, up until yesterday. It's only Albemarle County.
Okay.
So let me get this out there. Albemarle County is the rock star in new construction, both attached and detached. When you start looking at some of the other jurisdictions, and we'll talk about Greene County here in a little while, when you start talking about some of the other jurisdictions, the transaction counts are low, right? Some are in the 4, it's just a very minimal number. So I look at Albemarle County just as a litmus test.
Okay.
And what I found interesting, so what you're looking at is from 2021 to 2024, year over year, same year to date, January 1 to 10/15. That slide is priced. If you take a look at this year, Jerry,
Yeah.
new construction and existing are almost the same. And I kind of thought this was going to start happening. So what you're starting to see is new construction price points and existing price points. This is average,
Yeah.
starting to sync up. You look at the year before, it was substantially different, so forth and so on. So typically, existing new construction was always a little bit higher than existing. At the moment, it's pretty darn close. Now, volumes are way off, right? If you look at slide number 2, we got 159 units versus 941 in 2024. So there's much more existing selling than new construction. But it was interesting to find out that these numbers are starting to sink, and I was trying to figure out why. Why are they starting to sink?
Okay.
Sink up or get a little bit closer.
He's talking about the sales prices for new construction and existing homes. They're pretty darn close. I mean, you're looking at what, 889 to 873, and is that 2024?
Yeah, 2024, we're 873.
So we can offer a little clarity here. On slide 1, Judah, there's 4 bars. 2021 is the bar on the left. 2024 is the bar on the right.
Correct. Always, Woody Fincham taught me this. Always start from low to high.
Yeah.
So 2021.
Love you, Woody Fitcham.
2021 to 2024.
Okay.
But the bottom line to take away from it is that the prices are starting to match up. We'll see how this goes for.
Why do you think that is?
So I think what it is there's just not enough inventory maybe at that price point.
Okay.
And the buyer that can afford an $889,000 existing home
Yeah.
can also afford an $873 new construction. So would I want to buy a home that has all brand new bells and whistles and so forth and so on? Now keep in mind, they're going to be in subdivisions typically, right? So it's, if you want some acreage, it's not really going to be where you're at here.
Okay.
But that's pretty much where it's at. When we get to the attached numbers, that I found extremely interesting. But I think, the bottom line is if I could buy a new construction for pretty much the same price and it's a new home, it's like, do you want to buy a new car or a used car kind of thing?
Stephanie Wells Rhodes watching the program.
Hey,
She
Stephanie.
said, "You all made me check my calendar with this special day of Real Talk." We
So-
love
so-
you.
Sorry
Stephanie
about
Wells
that.
Rhodes.
Sorry about that.
We love you, Stephanie.
And Stephanie, at some point, we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening out in Colonial Circle and some of the, I think, pretty interesting opportunities out there if we're looking for new construction in the area, some awesome incentives. So I think that's what's going on. I think folks that are just buying, I'm going to buy something that has all the right features and conditions. And if I'm buying something at 89, it may be in the right location, it may be the right price, but it may not have the right features and condition. There are also, and we'll talk about this when we get to Colonial Circle, there's also a ton of incentives out there that builders are offering,
A lot of incentives,
to include some awesome interest rates incentives.
financing incentives.
So I think that is the other thing, is their money goes a little bit further. The features and conditions are there. We'll see what this track's starting. I think you're going to see a spread, because if you take a look at slide number 2, this is single family detached. We're down in volume in Albemarle County over 23. You're probably going to start seeing less units being produced in Albemarle County, because I think we went through all the subdivisions that were pretty much started pre-COVID, got built, They're getting sold out. There's just not a lot in Albemarle County. And that's when green is going to become the rock star, right? I think the timing on that is going to happen. But in any
Green's
event,
been a rock star for a little while.
as far as new construction, it really hasn't.
Oh,
It doesn't show. If you take a look at Greene County's volume, and I've got it over here somewhere, it's not a huge number. I can tell you right now. Single-family detached new construction, there are 4 transactions from this year. So there's really not a lot of subdivisions that really hit yet. So the subdivisions out there that Stanley Martin's doing, Southern's doing, Ryan's doing, the only ones that are really active that are producing right now are KHUV, which is the 55 and over or the age-targeted community. You're going to see all that start changing in 2025. And you're going to start seeing somewhere between, I made phone calls to each one of them last week. They're projecting 50 units, 40, 50 units each. So you're going to be looking at a couple hundred units per year, but they haven't really released the townhomes for sale yet. So you're going to see it. It's going to happen the beginning of the first quarter of 25 as you're going to start seeing Greene County produce some units.
you have, let's highlight some of the folks watching the program.
Sure.
Connor McDaniel, thank you for watching the show. Logan Wells-Claylow, thank you for watching the show. One of the local television stations, thank you for chiming in and watching the program. Viewers and listeners, let us know your thoughts. If you want to jab or rib us a little bit, we don't even mind that.
Oh, yeah, please. We expect
on
it.
this fine and fair talk show. We're talking new construction. Kevin Sullivan, hello. Thank you for watching the program. Love you, Kevin Sullivan. Charles Yoder, thank you for watching the program. Brandon Harrop, Johnny Arnalis. Of course, we'll give some love to Mexicali on West Main Street.
There you go.
Mexicali,
I'm
it's a
loving.
fantastic
I am
spot.
absolutely loving the new menu options they have. I haven't had a chance to get his burger. I'm a huge burger lover, so they have a burger. They have a couple. I think I saw something about a new chicken sandwich on there. So he's kind of expanding his menu, and I'm excited about it.
Ray Cadell, let us know your thoughts.
Hey, Ray.
Ellie Tucker, hello, and thank you for watching the program. Andre Xavier, fantastic entrepreneur watching the show. This comment, based on recent observations, Greene County has multifamily going on, and really no impediments for development in Greene County from the mayor of McIntyre. Do you agree with no impediments for development in Greene County? I believe there's becoming impediments for development. Neil Williamson, hello, my friend.
Yeah, well, first of all, there's always impediments to development. It doesn't matter where you're at, right? So these units are not finished and come online yet. So he's probably talking about the multifamily units that are right on 29. I think it's Creekside is in the process of being developed. I can't remember the name of the one on 29. They're building their townhomes. Now I think Southern's doing that on that. So they just haven't hit the market yet, but they're awfully close. As far as, I'm assuming you're referring to the water issue out there. Look, I'm going to let Mr. Williams, Neil, chime in on that, but I've actually been part of the meetings, both virtually and personally, in that they're working on a plan. I think what they're hung up right now in Greene County is how many new units are going to come online. So there's a couple of board members that probably need to make phone calls to these builders and say how many units are going to come on, because they were throwing a pretty aggressively low number, like 40 or 50 units. And staff, I believe, was at 238, if I remember the math right. So it's going to be somewhere around 2 to 250, because these projects, as they come online, are going to do that. The reason why this is important, connection fees.
Absolutely.
Right? So if you have more units
So that's a lot of money.
it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if you build out a model, you have to project how many connection fees, which is new construction. And I think there's a huge difference of opinion that some folks don't think. I will tell you this much, and I'll just get it out there. If Greene County raises their connection fees too high, there will be no development. And the requirements
What's the connection fee at back in the napkin?
right now,
Yeah.
it's at 20 grand.
Yeah, I thought it was like 19K. So it's 20K?
Yeah, 10 and 10.
Okay.
10 for water, 10 for sewer.
Okay.
So, they're going through their process, their public process. That's how this goes. I believe there's going to be a public hearing. I also believe that they decided to hire a consultant. At least that was the discussion at the public meeting. But really all they need to do is make a phone call to the people that are actually building roads and putting infrastructure in and go, what's your sales projection? And that'll tell you how many units going to get.
Wahoo 89 says he's watching from Gallatin, Tennessee. Judah Wickower. He's a loyal watcher. First started watching, I believe, the network with the Jerry and Jerry show, and now watches all our program, and we appreciate that quite a bit. We're talking new construction in the area with the distinguished Keith Smith.
I got a compliment on my hair this morning.
Oh, you know what? It's so funny you said that. When you came in here, your hair is on point today.
You know why?
What, did you change product? You changed product?
I did.
What's the product change?
I ran out of my normal stuff and I grabbed something else.
So what is it?
It's a little bit more pasty.
Pomade?
Yeah, it's a little bit more pomade.
Okay, which brand are you using?
You would have to ask me. I don't remember.
Come on, you know the brand.
No, I don't really.
Is it Old Spice brand?
No.
Old Spice makes pomade.
Yeah, no. I don't remember.
You use American Crew?
That's it.
American Crew?
That's it.
That's a good one.
I'm going to talk attached.
Yeah, let's talk. We have the slide.
Yeah, slide number 4.
Put that on screen there, J-Dub. Slide
So,
number 4.
why I want to...
Judah Wickower, the Elmer's glue of the network.
Why I want to... You want my pomade? But why...
Judah, are you wearing... Is there a Judah camera on today?
Yeah.
Your hair's on point over there, too. What's the product Judah Wickower is using over there? Is he using product, Keith?
I don't think he has to. His hair is so gorgeous the way
You got
it is.
product in there?
Nothing but
Yes, people. Yes, people. We've gone down
We're
the
very
hair
vague.
road. The hair road.
No product?
I shampoo my hair in the morning.
And then it just sits like that? Very fortunate. Look at you, Judah. Okay.
You're a lucky man.
Look at Judah Wickower.
You're a lucky man. Some of us got to work at it.
Yeah, there you go, Judah. You're a lucky man. We're embarrassing him. Look, he's blushing over there. Okay. All right, slide number 4. Sorry, I'm supposed to be the guy that keeps Keith on track.
And you're not doing
And I'm not doing it. I apologize.
You're not doing it
Slide
today.
number 4,
Keith's
J-Dubs.
80. The reason I wanted to talk about this.
I've been told by many people in Keith's life, keep the man on track.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
I kid because I care.
Yeah.
You know I do.
Oh, of course you do. I just can't remember what I was going to say.
Slide
now.
number 4. Slide number 4.
So the reason I wanted, thank you.
You have a piece of paper in your hand.
Yeah. You assume I can read. The
It's got graph.
It's got pictures. You got pictures. Me like pictures. So what I wanted to show here is this is attached product in Albemarle County. So really Albemarle County is the one we have to look at because other than what we're going to talk about at Colonial Circle, who's bringing some townhomes on the market, there's generally the rest of jurisdictions do not have a huge count, number-wise, of attached. So I was kind of taking a look at that. The reason why I want to talk about this, how important Greene County is going to be, is what's happening in Albemarle County. So if you look at slide number 4, again, left goes from 2021 all the way over to 24 on the right. The orange is the new construction. The red line is existing. You see where we were in 2021? Right, there was a double, more than double, of existing versus new construction. And you watch that existing line just start dropping. And around 23, it caught up awfully close. In 24, it's inverted. Right? So why is that?
Tell us.
Because units started coming online in 22. 21, 22, they slowly started coming on. The reason I'm bringing this up, and just do a shout out to Neil, right?
Neil Williamson, president of Free Enterprise Forum.
When I was
see
out,
his post on rent control?
I did. I did. I grew up in neighborhoods with rent control, but we'll save that
control
subject.
is not a good thing.
Yeah, never was, and probably never will be.
Yeah.
So once again, Smith's got to remember what he was going to say.
Shout out to Neil.
Shout out to Neil. Thank you. Thank you. When I was out in Phoenix at these leadership conference, we had a contingent from Texas, new construction contingency from Texas, talking about their market and talking how prices stabilized out there. And the reason is there was a substantial amount of new construction happen. And the reason why I wanted to harp on or talk about slide number 4, that's about as evident as possible that if you produce more homes, right, we're going to go ahead and help stabilize things. If you take a look at slide number 3,
Stabilize prices.
side number 3 is prices.
Yeah.
Right. So, they're kind of stabilized with a little bit. We're getting a little bit closer. But if we can figure out a way to allow more units to be produced, it helps relieve some of the rest of the market. I mean, this is just common sense.
So I'll offer a little color there. Neil, I'm going to get to your comments.
It's orange
That
and
literally
red.
made me chuckle.
It's orange and red. He's going to talk about hair.
Hair products with Keith Smith.
Yeah,
Not Real Talk with Keith Smith.
He's going to talk about hair products.
He also said the Greene County supervisors agree that the water project is needed. Now they are looking at a math problem. By the way, new users require lower maintenance than existing users.
100%. So to stay on that issue real quickly, so there are 1 or 2 existing board members. They just don't have their growth projections correct in my opinion. They're using old projections, how many new construction actually got built in the last several years, and this 40-50 number would be right if you were using stuff that happened over the last several years. That was the average. That number is right. But what they're not taking into consideration is all these projects. I'm not even talking about ones that are working through the site plan process. I'm talking about ones that have roads and infrastructure happening. These developers and builders are going to put their homes on the market. And simple phone calls to them, again, they're roughly 50, they're projecting 50 apiece times 4. I'm not that smart, but I believe that's 200. So at a minimum, they're going to be doing 200, which is not counting anything else that's happening in the pipeline. And why growth is so important in that math is if you project the lower number, then the connection fees are going to have to go way up
Way higher.
in order to make up for the math.
But if you use the actual number, then you can keep them
and
potentially where they're at now.
that you can adjust it year by year,
Right.
right?
I mean, that seems like common sense to me.
Yeah, and but we'll see. We're talking politics. Politics and common sense sometimes do not go hand in hand.
You were talking about bringing new inventory to the market with the new zoning ordinance. There's trying to bring more density to the Charlottesville. One of the projects that is, I don't need to mention it by name, one of the projects that was one of our buddies, has stalled. And I said, why is it stalled? They're like, can't get a response from the city.
Yeah, and it was interesting because I watched and rewatched this Greene County two. There was a water committee meeting and then a board work session. And I watched both of them. I watched them remotely and rewatched them a couple of times. And they brought that up. Several board members brought that up. And
What do they bring up? Charlottesville?
They bring up, well, Charlottesville's going to be building more houses, so there isn't going to be growth in Greene County.
These folks do not know what is going on.
Well,
Because it's really not happening.
I think.
Wouldn't you say it's really not happening?
Well, we predicted that.
Yeah.
Right? And it's even the low-hanging fruit you're talking about, even the land trust is looking at projects that it's just, they haven't figured out how to run the system, run the units through the system. I think at some point they're going to have to reboot this. I can tell you out in Seattle and Portland, because I intimately know these, what they do, and particularly on an affordable housing project, they just assign a specific planner or a specific county or city employee to marshal it from point A to point B. I think if we can figure out some way to do that, it might make an impact. But land prices have gone up, right? Units are more expensive. The process is complicated. Anything over 3 requires what I call a major site plan. We've got a piece of property where the land trust is looking at, I can't tell you where or who at the moment, but we were looking at trying to put either 6 townhomes on there or a 3-story, 6-unit condo thing on it. But we're going to disturb more than 6,000 square feet of dirt, which means I need a full-blown, just the footprint of the building and so forth and so on, is a full-blown erosion and control plan. If there's some way they can dial that back a little bit, then these things are going to start making sense. But at the moment, they're not. The math's not working out. And I think it was at that time Mayor Snook said, "Look, we're going to get this thing out there," which I think was a great thing, and then they're going to try to figure out what's not working and start rationing.
Brian Pinkston said that. It was a living, breathing document.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
But I believe on set, Lloyd said that.
Oh, here. Yeah, but
before.
they haven't made any alterations to it.
Well, it's not been a year yet.
I mean,
it's getting close.
It's been 10 months.
It's getting close.
Nah, it's been 9 months. 9 months and change.
It's getting close. So, I think they have to do that. But back to the Greene County thing, that just, whoever makes a statement like that there's going to be way more units built in Charlottesville, just don't really understand the process.
What's intrigued me the most, some of the comments have intrigued me that have come from, like, for instance, Planning Commissioner Rory Stolzenberg has been quoted in a couple times saying, I'm not at, like, freak out mode yet that nothing's happened, or nervous mode that nothing's happened with the NZO, but I'm getting close.
Yeah. Look, what turns slowly?
Everything?
Everything. The wheels of government really turn slow, right?
Yeah. You told me the older you got and the slower you got at making decisions.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah,
Usually at one point, you'd go in, buy a truck, go into the dealership, I'll take it right now, let's go.
And then I started thinking, oh my God, is that even possible?
But did it get you in trouble?
Oh.
Making the quick calls?
I lost $17 million, but
But
that
that
wasn't
was-
a quick call.
Yeah,
That
wasn't a quick call.
and
And that was also not 100%. That was far from your situation.
Yeah, totally.
The market changed on you. You
yeah,
had bad luck on that.
Yeah, so I found when I've gotten north of 60, it takes me longer to make certain decisions. Don't know if it's good or bad. I made, the best decision in my life was asking Yona to marry me, and I only knew her for 3 months before that happened.
Yeah.
So,
You all kicked your coverage there, Smith.
I'll kick my coverage. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I just think as you get a little bit older, you're supposed to get wiser.
Neil said, for what it's worth, there have been 0 residential rezonings since the new affordability requirements have been instituted in Albemarle County.
Yes, and we're not even talking rezonings. We're talking site plans.
Yeah.
These are now they are by right, right? They're by right allowed. And it's just, I'm telling you, we as the land trust are looking at these things, and it's just super cumbersome, super expensive. The yield isn't there. And frankly, we're looking at other jurisdictions where my $50,000 of subsidy goes way further. Henceforth, Colonial Circle at Fulvana County, where we can buy a townhome unit for $300,000 and turn around and sell it for $225,000 and have $75,000 worth of subsidy into it and create a permanent affordable housing unit. In Charlottesville, it's $275,000, it's $375,000 of subsidy because I can't sell the unit anymore, than $225,000, particularly at these current interest rates. So it's extremely expensive.
Inclusionary zoning.
Yeah, I get it. I understand it.
Wait, is the rent control, Neil, inclusionary zoning as well? Is that a form of inclusionary zoning, rent control?
Rent control is rent control, right? And if anybody who's ever lived in a rent control apartment or anybody who's been around rent control, it's fraught with challenges.
You realize the county is considering. The county wants the lot. Look at what. Did you read what Neil wrote?
Yeah. I just don't have it committed to memory. So what's going to happen is the market's just not going to produce rental units. That's all.
Yeah.
So the market is going to produce.
I sent it over to a good buddy of mine that's heavy hitter.
Yeah.
He says, sounds like it's about time to exit residential rentals.
Yeah, and flip and turn them into condos.
Yeah. He said, I don't want a piece of it.
Turn them into condos, right? Turn around and sell them. Or the developer isn't going to do that. But, back to back to my slide number 4, just showing about, where the volume of sales are, where, new construction is exceeding existing. Eventually, that's going to go back to 2022 levels, right, or lower, because they're just running out of product.
I mean, Supervisor Galloway, front of the show, watches the show.
I love him to death.
He's your boy. He's your boy,
I
right?
wouldn't say he's my boy.
He's your boy.
No, we go out for drinks every
He's your
once in a while.
friend.
He's a friend.
Yeah.
He's a friend.
He would know better not to do this.
Yeah, I mean, look, what
Am I not right there?
I haven't been part of these particular.
I would imagine Mike Pruitt would be in favor of this.
Haven't been in part of these particular conversations, right? I know that their heart's in the right place. They're trying to figure out how to solve this housing crisis we're in. We're about ready to do in March, do a regional housing summit, right? And we're going to focus on solutions. We meaning the Regional Housing Partnership. We're going to focus on solutions. So what I think they're trying to do is come up with solutions. And this may be just one of their particular ideas. I think they need to take a hard look at where this has been done before and has it made a difference. And I don't have any official research other than I grew up around rent control to know it didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work. So
You start limiting what you can do with a rent increase, and
the-
landlords stop improving apartments.
I tell you, the best way,
the conditions worsen of the apartments because the landlord's not going to pump money into the apartment.
the best way to,
Or the rental, I should say, not the apartment.
I don't want to use the word control. Give me a different word than control.
I mean, they're calling it rent stabilization.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
The best.
That's called branding.
So the best way
It's called housing affordability, affordable housing.
makes a difference.
It's called branding.
It makes a difference. The way to stabilize rents is how, Jerry?
You're going to say build more housing?
Allow more product to get built.
Yeah.
As the product becomes tighter or remains tighter, prices are going to go up. By the way, nationwide, rents are stabilizing, rents are coming down because there was a nationwide.
They're not really stabilized coming down around here.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
Nationwide, they overbuilt
A glut of multifamily.
multifamily
Throughout COVID.
and multifamily is coming down. I'm going to be very interested to see how the
There's a banker that I work with, a lender that I work with, had drinks with him over at the Mill Room. Love that spot for drinks. And he said, I was talking to him about a multifamily project.
Now's the time to stay away from
That appealed to me. He says, if anything over 3 units, we're not looking at now. We're not going to find it.
I would
fund
advise
it.
you not to do that.
He said, we're not going to fund anything over 3 units.
You can probably sneak it to 6 if you
Instead
do
of it's
it.
3 or under,
Yeah.
we got that.
Yeah.
Over 3, we're not going to fund it.
Yeah,
So we
exactly.
got too much on the balance sheet.
And when that guy starts talking, or person starts talking, like
Literally,
that,
the banker said that exact words. Yeah.
and that's what they're doing. Nation, and so maybe
And that's a local bank.
understand that.
Yeah.
But they're looking at nationwide stats,
Yeah.
right? And that's eventually that might creep into here. I'll be very interested to see because they just started releasing the rental units at Colonial Circle in Fluvanna County. I'm going to be really interested to watch their occupancy rate or their rental rates on that, on how quickly they do that. I know on the single family attached and detached, because I'm selling one of them, they're moving pretty well.
Coach B, I'm going to get to your comment here in a minute.
Because hey, Coach B, because of the incentives that they're doing.
When
Which-
Coach B offers to comment on the show, can we say his name in singing fashion, Judah?
Sure.
You want to do that? You want to take the lead on that? You want to do that for us?
Yeah, if you want me to.
Are we having fun yet?
I try to get the guy to. We're having fun here. I try to have fun with Judah over there.
Judah's working. All we're doing is blah 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 blah
He's
blah.
He's
He's working.
On
I'm watching his fingers. His fingers are working.
Coach B has this. He's a fantastic mortgage.
What's that middle finger mean?
He says they need to reduce regulation across the board. He
100%
says
right.
too much red tape to get anything of substance accomplished.
100%. I think when at the end of this year, when the national,
It's more fun when we sing your name, Mike. I enjoy singing your name.
when
I like to have fun.
But if he wishes not to do that, we have to respect.
I
his-
get it.
we-
Judah
I,
doesn't
I
wanna
do
have
this whole
fun.
Facebook post, right, to remain anonymous and stuff like that. We need to respect it.
No, he doesn't want to remain anonymous.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No,
He
I'm
doesn't like-
saying I want Judah to sing his name before I read Mike's comment.
Okay. Are we done?
No, we're done. We're done. He says reduce red tape.
Yeah, $100,000, 25%. When the National Home Builders Association releases the numbers at the beginning of next year, I believe that number is going to climb.
Definitely is going to climb.
On it. If you can figure out a way to cut that in half, it's going to make a huge difference. But it's 100%. So Colonial Circle, right? I'm trying to get to talking about it. So everybody knows, because I consulted for the property owner on that particular property. It took 7 years to get to this point. 7 years to get through rezoning, site plan, and build, and actually get to the point where we're starting to sell units. So,
7 years, Jesus.
yeah, which is an extremely expensive.
Insane.
Yeah,
how
7 years.
expensive that is.
Yeah. Well, that's how you lose $17 million.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Because when you start,
Because it's a completely different market.
it's a completely different market.
Yeah, who gets into that game unless you have long runways of money?
That's exactly right.
A faucet of money is what you need for that.
That's exactly right.
Now, I would encourage anyone that's reading watching this program, whether live or later, podcast or on social media, to go to the Free Enterprise Forum and read the top blog post on the forum. Neil put this together. Really, I find his content extremely compelling. He knows that. The headline is Albemarle Seeks Misguided Rent Control Power. You need to read this blog post from Neil Williamson.
Yeah, all that's going to do is
No,
stop
and
development. That's all that's
Yeah,
gonna do. That's all.
right. And I issue a call to action to Ann Malik, Diantha McKeel, Ned Galloway, Jim Andrews,
Yeah.
Michael Pruitt.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? What are you doing?
Are they investigating it, researching it, or are they at the
B.
decision?
Lepisto Kirtley, I didn't forget you. B.
Are they at the decision making?
They're lobbying the General Assembly to give the county the autonomy and the influence to basically utilize rent stabilization if the board wants to.
You want to take a bet on that actually happens?
Well, it's a Dillon rule state, so the General Assembly basically has this by the short and curlies. Do I think the General Assembly is going to allow the county the ability to do rent
Counties, they want.
control? Albemarle County wants the power to implement rent control if they want.
Yeah, they actually.
Anything can happen, Keith.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's going to muster through the legislature to get there, because I just think, because it would have to affect every county in the state of Virginia.
This comes from Coach B, Mike Buchensky, First Heritage Mortgage. I spoke to a pretty prominent builder who runs the east coast of his organization, and he said that the average home price is roughly $450 across the United States.
Yeah.
And of that price, 130 is due to regulation,
Yep.
red tape,
Yep.
and physical bureaucracy, rules that need
So he's
hoops that
only-
need to be jumped through.
So he's only supporting my read when it comes out for the national numbers.
It's going to be higher.
It's going to be higher.
Last year was 24% according to NAR.
Well, it's
Right.
NAR, but NAR takes it from the National Home Builders Association. But yeah, so when the
24% of a home, red tape.
So since Coach B's on here and First
We
Heritage,
should get him on the show.
Yeah, First Heritage is actually part of the Colonial Circle project.
I have something that interestingly says First Heritage right in front of me.
Yeah, you do, actually. So here is a golden opportunity if you are in the market to buy a home, your first home. There are some relatively, I think, well-priced townhomes coming on the market that are on the market. I've actually, one of my clients, I've got a fellow Marine that I'm helping buy over there. He's going overseas for 4 years, and his wife and his 2 children are going to be buying this house. It's a $300,000 townhome. They're offering $10,000 in closing costs, and either for a VA or an FHA, a 4.875 rate. You got to have a 680 score.
That's fantastic.
Right? So if you take a look at the one that says VA in front of you on this end of it, just to put it in perspective, they're buying, and I misspoke. It's a $335,000 townhome. They only have to come up with $1,329.
Man.
This is a VA loan, zero down, includes the VA funding fee, so forth and so on. So they're buying a brand new home for $335,000. It is, hold on a second here. I will get this thing. It is, let me give the number of bedrooms and baths here. Hold on a second here. I want to make sure I got this right. 4 bedrooms, three and a half baths. 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bath townhome with the garage for $335,000. They're going to have zero down, and they are only going to bring $1,329.77 to the table. That's a hell of a deal right now. That's, by the way, goes away at the end of the year.
It's a hell of a deal.
So how do
call Keith Smith?
There you go. How do they offer a 4.875 when everybody else in the market is at a different number? How does that work, Jerry?
What's a VA loan?
Excuse me?
It's a VA loan.
No, it's FHA or VA.
Oh, okay.
It's FHA or VA. So
You're going to tell us?
So the builder and First Heritage are offering this. Yeah, what happens is it's pretty simple. The builder prepays all the interest. So not only are you getting a $10,000 closing cost assistance, not only you're getting a mortgage at 4.875, the builder is prepaying. This is for 30 years. Remember we were talking about these 3-2-1s and 3-1s and all? This is a 30-year mortgage. Your mortgage rate is going to be 4.875 for 30 years, not for 3 years and jumps up 2 points, or 1 year and jumps up 1 point, or whatever it is. That is and this goes back to my meetings I had in Phoenix. Just track the builders, and if you kind of find what the builders are doing, that's kind of how the market's going to go. These national builders, back to Coach B's comment about what was 131 out of a 415 or whatever the number was on it. Those are the folks you need to be talking to. Back to Green. Talk to the developers. Talk to the builders. What are you guys going to build? They didn't spend tens of millions of dollars without knowing exactly how they're going to do this, because they've got pretty sharp folks on there, pretty sharp economists that are part of their teams, and these are national or regional companies. So there is a new construction. If you got VA, if you're doing FHA, by the way, it's $10,000 you got to bring to the table. That's just the $10,000 that's required for the FHA loan. It's a little over 10. It's 3%, 3.5%. But their closing cost assistance, they do that. Basically, you don't have to bring any other cash to the table. So if you're doing FHA, you got to bring 10 grand to it. If you're doing VA at zero, you're bringing literally $1,200, $1,300 to the table, and you're getting into a new construction unit that is only going to go up in value, not down in value.
Keith Smith, master class today. You're on point. Coffee's kicking in.
Yeah, it's about that time. That in the kidneys.
Coffee's kicking in. Mike Buchensky, that's called a forward commitment. With a forward commitment, builders purchase a few $1 million worth of money at a specific rate, and they can offer it directly to the clients. Typically, though, it's only profitable if you do it for government loans like FHA or VA loans.
Correct.
But it's a great product. I think it works well for a lot of folks.
Yeah,
Mike
so
Buchensky, you're making the show better.
So it is only FHA, only VA, right? Most of the people that are going to buy this is probably going to end up doing an FHA loan anyway, because it requires the most minimal amount of money down. It's 3.5%. Coach B will correct me. But, this is where teamwork makes the dream work, right? You've got great folks at First Heritage. The builder is Stanley Martin. They're building a great product. The developer built a pretty decent subdivision over there. These single-family attached and detached units, there's only 200 of them, are moving, and they're moving quickly. This offer we're talking about right now, right? This forward, what did he call it?
Forward commitment.
Forward commitment goes away at the end of this year. So if you're in the market and you're looking to own a home, oh my God, Jerry, somebody look up, here you go, coffee's really kicking in. Hold on a second here. Let me get the
The wheels are moving. I love when he's like this.
Yeah, well, it's one wheel.
No,
It
it's not
goes
one.
in circles.
It's many wheels.
Okay, four bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 1,900 square feet with a garage.
Brand new.
How much would that rent for right now?
4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 1,900 square feet. Where, in Fluvanna or Almar? Or Charlottesville?
Well, the
'Cause
thing
rent's
is,
different.
you can't compare it to Fluvanna because there's nothing in Fluvanna.
I mean, if you
to
put
compare
that
it to.
in Albemarle County, in the urban ring, that rents all day and every day, twice on Sunday, just under $3K.
Yeah, and you're
Just under $3K a month.
You're getting all in HOA, home insurance, taxes and insurance.
What you're not.
Let me make sure I'm looking at the right one. 2224. All in.
$2,200.
$2,200 to be exact. $2,224.22.
I mean, if you took
way
that
too many twos in there.
Out of the gates right there, you'd be clocking $750 a month net profit.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if you're going to go rent a townhome somewhere that
I'm saying it'd be $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. So
You take that $750, you put it in a slush fund for a rainy day in case
And
something
if you-
happens. But it's brand new. You're
and
going
if
to
you-
have a long runway before something happens.
and if you're doing the VA, it's $1,300 down.
Yeah, but those have requirements.
I understand that. Let's say you do
But
that.
you're just-
Let's say you do the.
Exactly.
Let's say you do the FHA one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The requirements are you got to be a veteran and be awesome. So
Which you are.
I love my vets.
Yeah, I know you do.
Anything I can do to help the vets out, that's what we do.
That's a great deal.
But even with the FHA, it's 10 grand. Let's call it 12 grand, just to round, make a round number on it. If you're renting a $3,000 to $3,000 apartment, you've got to do first month.
Katie Pearl, that's an incredible opportunity, Keith.
Thank you.
Where's this townhome, Palmyra?
Yeah, it's
That's
at
what she
Colonial
says.
Circle.
Colonial Circle.
Colonial Circle. It's
Katie Pearl, bring your clients to Keith.
Yeah.
You guys do a deal together.
Katie Pearl can handle her own clients. She
No,
does not
you got it. You got
No.
listings over there, don't you?
I do, but I'm not listing these.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. I
I'm-
know Katie can handle her. She's a pro's pro. I thought you were listing these.
No.
Okay, I misunderstood.
No. I have a buyer client
I misunderstood.
that I'm helping to do that.
Yeah.
Stanley Martin.
Katie, bring your clients there, right there, and do a deal.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah. And she loves, her husband's a vet. And
I know she. Yeah.
so, actually.
Great family.
He's active military. He's
Great
not a
Catholic
vet.
family.
Yeah. Great Catholic family. You can tell, I'm going to behave. Sorry, Katie. Almost went there. So it's $10,759 for the FHA. So call it $1,100, $11,000. If you were to rent this particular, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, 1-car garage somewhere in Charlottesville, let's call it $3,000, right?
That's a great deal.
You've got to do first, second, and most of them now are doing first, second, and security. So unless I'm doing my math wrong, that's roughly $9 grand. So you got to come up with $9 grand if you're renting anyway. That sound about right?
Yeah.
Versus coming up with $1,200 or $1,100 grand, $1,100 grand, $11,000.
$12,000.
Hold on
Yeah.
a second. Hold on a second.
Drink
Hold
some
on a second.
coffee over
I'm
there.
gonna drink. It's not really coffee, but we're gonna have another sip. Let me try this again.
I think you said 1,100 grand.
Yeah, I did. 1,100 grand. Yeah, totally.
This comes in via DM.
Do you actually want me to be factual?
He wants to remain anonymous on this one.
Cool.
This is via Facebook message. Please keep this anonymous, Jerry. What would
Let
really
me correct
benefit?
myself before you ask that
Okay,
question.
please. I mean, it's along the lines of what you're saying.
Okay, then I'll let you ask it. Go ahead.
Finish your thought.
So, if you're renting, let's try this again, Smith. If you're renting a 3,000 square foot, a 4-bedroom.
You want me to do this?
No,
I can do this
I
for
swear
you
to
if
God,
you
I
want me
can
to
do
do
this. I swear I can do this.
Okay.
4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. It's going to cost you $3,000 a month. First, last, security is $9 grand versus buying a brand new thing that you own for $11,000. Look, I got it done.
There it is.
Bam.
There it is. And not only $11,000 down versus the $9,000 down in the rental environment, your monthly payment in your scenario is $750
You're picking up a
less
grand.
per month.
You're picking up a
$750 less a month.
Yeah, round the numbers up. You're picking up.
I mean,
grand.
think about that. Slam
You
dunk.
build an equity.
Yeah.
You're spending less money,
There it is.
right?
And it's brand new.
And it's brand new. And, you know, you live in it for a couple of years, your family grows or whatever it is. You either rent it or sell it. But you have a question there that
Yeah, this comes
maybe
in
I'll screw up.
Facebook message asking for anonymity.
Sure, of course.
What would really benefit affordable housing is to allow localities to put a shorter time limit on approvals. There are a large amount of approved but unbuilt units in Albemarle, and every time demand falls slightly, builders stop building so they can keep prices high.
Yeah, don't have a pushback on any of that. Yes, right? They got to let more get built. Will that happen? Probably not. That's why they're pushing out to these outside counties. I happen to think whatever we got on the plate right now for Greene County is probably it, between what's getting built and what is in the site plan process, which is, depending on who you talk to, around 2,000 units. I think that's it. I don't think you're going to see anybody else bring in any more rezonings or projects to Greene County. It's just too complicated to get through it. So eventually we're going to, you know, we're enjoying, or enjoyed, particularly in Albemarle County, on the single-family attached level, we've enjoyed a spike in units getting built because they got started so long ago. That will drop off. You'll see green spike up, then that'll drop off. Unless something else is in the pipeline that I'm not aware of, because you're a 6 to 7 year run out that way. Okay. You go ahead. You're smiling too much. I'm trying to be serious.
John Snow, John, you're hilarious, John. He goes,
Trying to give people information.
1,100 grand. You just don't hear that every day.
You don't. 1,100 grand. But Smith's speaking, so you never know what the hell's going to come out of his mouth.
Oh, John, I can see you
The
saying
sad part was, I saw your face and you understood what I was trying to
this.
say.
I knew. I speak, Keith. I've spent so much time
1,100
across
grand.
the way from you.
1,100
Katie Pearl
grand.
says, this is awesome for my military enlisted clients with a lower BAH. Very doable
Yeah.
monthly price point. Absolutely.
Yeah.
KTP, we love when you watch the
Same,
shows.
by the
KTP.
way, Katie, so that you know, we're just focusing on the towns right now. Same program applies for the single-family detached. And a little extra bonus for my 55 and over friends, the friends that are my age, you know, got a 6-0 in it. They have some really awesome 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 level living units that are applicable for the same program. So, for instance, I'm a vet. I've never used my veteran thing. If I wanted to buy that, I can use the VA program. I could get this 4.875, whatever the number was, get the 10 grand incentive, and I can roll into something that is all 1 level living. And so they're focused. They've got a really unique mixture of product there. Townhomes, 1 level, true 1 level living with a real actual 2-car garage. You can fit 2 cars in it. And then there's a home that's kind of designed a little bit more for families, that it's 2-storied and 2-car garage on it.
It's like you're in sales or something.
Yeah, I'm not even the listing agent. But I'm trying to, everybody's been waiting for this project to hit the market.
Yeah.
It hit the market. And hats off to Stanley Martin. I think they read the market well. They understood what the market needs, and they're providing it. Low interest rates, they're buying into the interest rates, they're offering incentives, and they're offering the right products. If anybody out there has a client that's interested in this kind of stuff, they need to step up and get them in there pretty quickly. If you need any help, call me. I'll help navigate.
Mike Buchensky closing a deal here. Obviously, I'm going to offer this, but if anybody has VA clients that want to review this and get an accurate portrait of it, I'm happy to do a consult anytime. Mike, you should be a part of Real Talk.
Yeah.
Real Talk with Keith
Well,
Smith.
how many times we've asked him to come on?
Yeah.
He's always welcome.
Yeah.
Always welcome.
Absolutely.
Always got a free. Always got
And
a free.
and Mike Buchensky's brand on the talk show.
Yep.
Neil Williamson's ABC and Always Be Closing. I did read that at NBC 29, Neil. I love how in the headline they called you an economist, Neil Williamson.
Look at that, huh?
He was monikered an economist by NBC 29.
Look at that.
He was highlighting the rent control.
Yeah.
And he says, Keith, give me a date. Just give me a date, Neil. Come on.
Mike B?
Yeah, give him a date. Have you given him a date? Give him a
No.
date.
Okay, I'll give him a date.
Give him a date. Text him.
Are we going on dates now?
He wants to come on the show. Give him a date.
Good, I'll give you a date.
SHB, his better half, just got switch firms. Yeah, she's doing great work too.
All righty. We are at
Time flies. You're having fun.
11:17.
I know.
I've got to go to Richmond and do a deal.
The Wednesday edition of Real Talk with Keith Smith online at realtalkwithkeithsmith.com. Click the partners tab on
Please.
realtalkwithkeithsmith.com,
Please.
and you'll see the names you can trust in this game we call real estate.
If you-
Friday show, what do you got planned?
It's just you and I. I think we're gonna pick up where this left off,
Okay.
and just kind of talk a little bit about new construction. I don't really have anything planned. So if anybody wants a topic, shout it out. We'll talk about it.
Shout it
I
out.
miss doing this.
Today was fun.
Yeah, I enjoy making up words. It's not easy.
$1,100
$1,100. It made sense in my brain.
I made sense to me. I knew exactly what you were talking. The I Love Seville show, guys, at 12:30 p.m. Thank you kindly for watching Real Talk with Keith Smith. So long, everybody.
Oh, we just went on the pendings while we were sitting here.
Very nice.
So we're now at 61 versus 80.
Time flew. Hour and 3 minutes. Like
Oh,
that.
really?